Good morning, my friend. Before we even get into anything, how are you? Let's have a little conversation down in the comment section below. I really want to know how you're doing. I feel like people aren't asked that enough. Drop a comment, check in with me. I want to know. For me, this morning has been a rough one. I can't even lie. It's been a little emotional for me, just kind of thinking about my life and really desiring more, which is why it's leading me to make this video today. Today, I'm talking about how I am actively trying to create a life worth living, or create my best life, my dream life, whatever you want to call it. Let's be clear. I want a life full of life. I want to navigate life full throttle. I want to go after everything that I desire. On my past several videos, I have been talking about my YouTube transition and how I'm pivoting my channel. Now I'm wanting to transition my channel more into not just style and lifestyle, but how I am currently on a journey to create a life worth living. I just want to create content to inspire people to join this journey with me, because I don't want to do it alone. Who wants to do anything alone? And that may be a little selfish, and I guess it's not really selfish because I'm trying to inspire people to. Anyway, I get in my head a lot. Can you tell? I feel like it's super important that if you have any dreams, anything that you want to pursue, I feel like you should go after it full throttle, because honestly, you owe it to yourself. So today, I just really wanted to hop on and share a few of the things that I've been doing recently to create my dream life. I haven't really talked about this publicly, but last November, I lost my mom. So back in August of 2022, August 15th to be exact, my mom was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. In September is when she started chemo treatment. Whenever you go through chemotherapy, it is very taxing on your body. Over the months, chemo was doing its thing. It was helping to get rid of the cancer. Right before Thanksgiving, we got a report from her doctor that there was a 75% decrease in her cancer cells, that the chemo was doing its job, it was doing its thing. And so we were all very hopeful. And then not even a week later, she passed from a heart attack. I really think the chemo had taken a toll on her body, and it ultimately led to her having a heart attack. Losing her was definitely really difficult. She had so much wisdom and was so willing to share her opinion, regardless of whether we asked for it or not. We valued that. I involved her in like every aspect of my life, and I feel like it's the same for my siblings. The thing I admired the most about my mom is her heart. She would literally give a stranger the shirt off her back. She saw that anyone was going through something or they needed something, she would always try to figure out a way that she could be there to support them. She would try to figure out or pull together some resources. She worked for the school system for many years in her 20s, early 30s, working with kids with behavior issues, being a support for them, inspiring them. And a lot of those kids that she's impacted, as they've grown up and become adults, they speak so highly of her. They might not have had the family unit, they may not have had the support, but my mom was there to help them feel seen, respected, and heard. Although I feel like people gave her flowers while she was here, I think that because that was so innate to her that she had difficulty receiving it. But I think my mom always had like this thing where she felt like she wasn't enough. I feel like we all battled that, but we were having a conversation. I can't remember exactly how it came up. I was like, you are such a light in this world. I don't even think you really know it. Like, I haven't met too many people that have met my mom or shared space with her that would have anything negative to say about her. What breaks my heart is that I felt like she never really realize that. But I feel like sometimes we do things and it becomes so natural to us that we don't really see them as special or important. And I really wish that she had realized that and realized her impact on so many people. Whoa, this is a lot. I said I was not getting emotional up here today. I haven't really talk through any of this. She sacrificed a lot for our family, and I think that she sacrificed a lot of her dream to make sure that we were okay. She was so funny. I just remember some of the impressions she would do around the house and like some of the jokes she would make. I really think she could have been a comedian for real. She would imitate a drunk person and she would literally have the whole house like in tears. But I just saw that in her. And then like I said, she had a lot of stories to tell about things that she's experienced growing up. I was like, Mama, you need to write a book. Every time that I would say it, she would either like shrug it off or she'd be like, I just don't know how. And I'd be like, well, I mean, I can help you. And when I mentioned it to her last year when she had started started getting sick, she was basically saying, once I can kind of get through this, like we can talk about it a little bit more. And like she passed and never did. And even though I feel like she never really fully pursued everything that she wanted to pursue, if I showed even a little bit of interest in something, my mom was out trying to figure out what she can go get me to be able to hone in on those skills. She was like that for the entire family. She would be the one that'll be like, go for it, just go do it. I did struggle with confidence and self-esteem growing up. And even though I felt like I was talented, I always felt like maybe somebody was better than I was. Always something that I was battling with myself. I feel like my mom really recognized that. They always say that mothers know their children and exactly what their children need. She would literally use every conversation as an opportunity to tell me how worthy I am. And I miss that, because some days I need it. Some days I just need her confirmation. Some days I want to just talk to her and pick her brain about the idea that I have. And some days I just need that pick me up. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not thinking about things that she has encouraged me to do, love that she's shown me. I just really miss that so much. Throughout the years, I've seen her stifle her dreams, push aside things that she's wanted to do to help us, to sacrifice for our family. Wish that she was able to find some type of balance. As much as my mom wanted to see me win, I wanted to see her win just as much. I wanted to see her living her dream life. And don't get me wrong, like, family was super important to her. Even before she passed, she would always say, I don't want to leave this earth without making sure my kids are right. She told me that she was like, I want you to get the job of your dreams. I want that for you and your sisters. I want to make sure that everybody's okay before I leave. Even she said this when she was sick and going through chemo. Even as she's fighting like the most difficult battle of her life, she still was focusing on us. I would say, Mom, don't worry about us. We just gotta get you through this chemo treatment. And I really was hopeful that she would come out on the other side, and I wanted to see her write those books and release them. Her passing without having an opportunity to pursue that really just broke my heart. And I think the thing that breaks my heart more than like the physical aspect of missing her is the fact that she had to endure so much right before she passed. I really wanted her to come on the other side of that, mostly because I wanted to see her accomplish those things. Maybe I shouldn't look at it like that. Maybe her purpose here on earth was to inspire the people that she has been in contact with. I feel like maybe her purpose was to give us that family foundation and show us what family is, so we can create that for ourselves and for each other. I wanted to get her out of her house. I wanted so much, and I wanted to see more. I made a promise to her that I would continue doing the things that she loved to see me do. She loved to see me create. I made a promise to myself that I was going to move forward with pursuing life full throttle. I came to the realization that I deserve the best. I deserve everything that I want. It just really takes some effort to go after it. And so that's really what inspired me to get on this journey to create, again, a life worth living. I want to know that I tried everything, and wherever I end up is where I end up. But I ultimately don't want any regrets about anything. And I feel like that's so important. I feel like that if there's anything that you want to accomplish, if there's anything that you want to pursue, that you deserve it and you owe it to yourself to go after it. And so I intentionally decided that I am going to make some necessary changes in my life that will hopefully lead me to living my best life. And my sister always tells me, like, B, you just be out here living your best life. I'm just like, do I? Because I don't really feel like it. But if you think that I was living my best life before, then sis, I got something to tell you, because you about to be sick of me. And I'm hoping that y'all join this journey with me, because again, you owe it to yourself. But anyway, let me get up and put some clothes on. I do also want to tell you some of the things that I've been intentionally trying to change to create this thing called a best life for myself. So just give me a little bit. I'll be back. So before I even attempted to even try to start on a journey, I really wanted to do a little self-reflection. I'm a huge advocate of like self-reflection, accountability, assessing yourself, taking inventory of some of your habits, some things that you do to put you in certain situations, and overall just looking at the role you play in how your life plays out. What I found is that I'm I'm really the only person that's holding me back from achieving a lot of my goals. I really had to get to the root of what was going on, and honestly, what it boiled down to is me being discouraged, me not feeling like I was good enough. The way that I realized that I needed to change that is, one, I had to start being kind to myself. I'm a firm believer in your thoughts become your reality, and so when you start to believe the certain things about yourself or negative things about yourself, you start to internalize it and it becomes your reality. So you start navigating your life with those beliefs in mind. I've been very intentional about, if I'm feeling a certain way about something, or if I catch myself thinking something negative about myself, in that moment I'll stop myself and check myself and get really to the root of why I'm feeling like that. And a lot of times it's completely false, just me being hypercritical and just super judgmental of myself. I had to realize a lot of the things that I was telling myself about myself are things that I would never say to anybody, not even my worst enemy. Why did I feel like that was acceptable? And that was something that I 100% had to change. Another thing that I had to do to overcome some of the limiting beliefs I had about myself is to really realize that I need to walk in my light. People tell me all the time how inspiring I am, how they feel like I'm super creative, how they value the things that I have to say. Like, I bring forth so much joy and light into the world. I just really honestly think that for me, and like I mentioned earlier about my mom, when things come natural to you, you don't feel like they're unique or they're special. So I've really been conscious about making sure that I show up and walk in my light, because it helped me to define the value that I bring to the world. And it's also been helpful for me to kind of overcome some of those limiting beliefs or the negative self-talk that I may have about myself. And another thing I had to be conscious about is actually defining my own version of success. I feel like with us having such easy access to other people's lives through social media and seeing their wins, we can easily fall into the trap of saying, hey, I want this because so-and-so has this, or I want to be at this level in my life because that's where so-and-so is right now. And not only that, we also innately allow external opinions or other people's opinions affect the way that we view success. Sometimes our parents can influence us, sometimes our friends can influence us. A lot of times people live their lives to please other people, trying to get their approval. And so for me, I felt like it was super important to sit down and figure out what success really looks like for me specifically. And so that does mean having more time to be able to do the things that I love. Like, I want to be able to pursue a career that allows me balance, where I'm able to create freely while also being able to spend time with my family. Success for me also looks like being healthy, whether that be shedding some pounds, making sure that I'm consistently getting lab work done to make sure that my vitals are right, that my blood work looks good, that I'm not knocking on diabetes or high blood pressure's door, because those are some things that runs in my family. Success also looks like for me being able to travel freely. It doesn't have to be the most elaborate or luxurious experiences. Like, success looks like just getting out and exploring the world to me, and I want to be able to have the time to do that. So I felt like that was something that I had to define for myself, to be able to know what I'm chasing, figure out what you want, determine your why, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to stay motivated throughout pursuing your goals or pursuing success. Another thing that I've been doing that's been really helpful is journaling. I always have a lot of things just running through my mind, so many thoughts going at 100 miles per minute, it feels like. And so journaling has really helped me to kind of get some of my feelings out, to clear my mind, just do a brain dump first thing in the morning. I rehash any dreams. I kind of treat it as a stream of consciousness to kind of get everything out. That's been helping me to accomplish tasks throughout the day. I find myself being able to focus on tasks, being able to check things off my to-do list daily, whereas before it was a whole situation. I'll probably do a video on the benefits I've seen from journaling, so if you want that, then leave a comment below. So I don't keep a written journal, I actually do video journaling, so it's cool to kind of look back at previous months and kind of see where I was and just kind of see how I've grown over that course of time. So that's been something that's been able to motivate me as well. Another thing that I've been doing to chase my best life is I've been actually intentional about building my business again. Over the past couple of vlogs that I posted, you've seen a little bit of my day-to-day as it pertains to me running my business. I love photography primarily for the reason that I love the way my clients feel when they get their pictures back. I love seeing how nervous they are when they start the session and how confident they are by the end of the session and kind of seeing them come out of their shell. I really want to get back into that, and I feel like through tapping back into photography and showing up here on YouTube, continuing to create content, and even navigating this pivot in my YouTube content, like it's just been so fulfilling for me. Even if I'm only able to connect with one person through what I'm sharing, I feel like I'm making an impact in some way. I also feel like in order to pursue living my best life, I have to focus on what I'm putting into my body. It also involves taking care of myself physically. So not even just being active, which I have not tapped into at this point yet. I really want to get addicted to working out, but I know that I've never been athletic. I've never enjoyed PE. In fact, I used to skip PE every single day in high school. I really want to transition into being plant-based, but in the past, when I've tried different things like keto or low carb diets or like Weight Watchers, I tried to go too hard all at once and make too many changes, and with that I was unable to stay consistent. So right now I'm focusing on making very small changes, like I'm limiting myself to only eat meat once a day, whereas I would literally build my meals around protein. And if I have certain types of meat like red meat or pork, I would try to limit that to like once a week. So that's been my goal right now. So what I've been doing is just having one meal where I may have like a sandwich or something from Jimmy John's, something cleaner. I may have a salad that has chicken or something in it, and then for dinner I'll have a smoothie bowl. That's really all I've been doing every day, and I feel amazing. I don't do any snacking or anything like that. I try not to drink anything with added sugars. And then once I feel like I can comfortably do this and do this consistently, then I will be only have meat like twice a week. Try to transition into a more plant-based diet that way. A lot of what we eat causes things like cancer, which runs in my family, or causes things like diabetes, which runs in my family, or causes things like high blood pressure, hypertension, heart disease. I'm trying to protect my longevity. I just know I need to make necessary changes, but I'm trying to ease myself into it so it's not a lot. Which brings me to another point. Like, I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore because I feel like I try to go so hard and implement a bunch of changes at one time, and I'm not able to stay consistent. And so my New Year's resolutions only really last for New Year's Day. With setting smaller goals, you're really able to focus on that one goal at a time, and it's a lot less overwhelming to just focus on that and then just incorporate things little by little. And so that's also been helping me to be able to pursue a better life for myself as well. Anyway, so those are just some of the things that I've been doing right now. I really wanted to come on and explain that because I've been saying it a lot lately. It just feels amazing to know that I'm having these conversations with God. I'm asking him to direct and guide me, and this has kind of become a result of that. I want to show up in this world as the best version of myself, and that means in every single aspect of my life. It just feels good to implement these changes. I'm more motivated than ever because I'm able to see some consistency in myself, to see a little bit of growth in myself over a short period of time, just because I'm not trying to do too much at one time. I'm being very intentional, and it just feels amazing. I really want this for myself. I really want it for my friends and family. I want it for everybody around me, but I also want it for you. So that's why I wanted to hop on today and share that, kind of explain it a little bit better. And I also wanted to kind of treat this as another journal entry, hop on and just remind myself of my why right now. And I needed that because this morning I was deep in the emotions. So I just asked you to join this journey with me. If you like this video, scroll down, subscribe, click the bell icon. That way you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I've been heavy on the vlogs lately, but I've been sharing a lot of my journey in my vlog, so you'll see a lot of that there. So check out my vlogs if you haven't already. Y'all don't be watching my vlogs like that, and it really upsets me and my hunger. I'll probably routinely check in and do updates and let you guys kind of know some more things that I'm doing to create this better version of my life as well. So again, keep an eye out, subscribe, turn on those notifications, drop a comment. Let's talk in the comment section below, and check out the description box. You'll find links to all of my social media so you can follow me everywhere that I am, and I do follow back. Yeah, I got some work to do today, so I'm gonna hop off, but I love you. Take care, and again, drop a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know some of the things you're thinking, because I want to know. All right, bye you guys.